So we did this. We did all the details.
Global details. That's the overview.
Global details. We did all the say details for the metal version. Yeah. And if you want that as an alternative, taking such a detail, we need to think about the a brick setting. That's what we wanted.
Precisely. So, but brick in this case as a cladding.
Cladding. You're right.
It's just a one stone deep decorative layer. And not a load bearing.
I make a stone a one-dimensional stone, which means in 10 to 12 centimeter.
Depending on 11 and a half.
Okay.
12 sort of things. It's a little bit a question also if you have bricks or other stones, various formats, Dutch, German, they vary a little bit. In this case, it's a decorative layer. So the architect have also chosen this depending on the pattern and the nature of the stone itself.
It's not only a decorative layer, it's say taking care of the water.
Yeah, it's also the rain screen, of course. Yeah. And what you usually do is you have your wall, the load-bearing wall, you have the insulation in front, and then there is a gap, a cavity. And the cavity is meant to be a ventilation layer, and you also leave the vertical grouts open, that the air can also ventilate into this.
So you leave somewhere here, you leave some, so that
the vertical joints, they will every now and then will be open. There might be also a little insert, a little kind of like to not engage insects or so, and that is connecting to the cavity.
So this is vertical.
Yeah.
We give it a dimension, 100 we said.
What you can also see is here, usually above the window you have a little bracket, steel or something like that, in order to carry the load. You could do it old school like an arch, but that's not going to happen anymore. So therefore you have a horizontal steel.
Something which takes the load.
Precisely, and then you start stacking these stones up there.
I do the horizontal one as well.
Yeah, and while you draw the horizontal one, I can already talk a little bit about the order of things that happen. So what you actually do is you start drilling anchors into the load-bearing wall. This is stainless steel, metal wires in principle, little pins, and in a pattern, meter distance or whatsoever, depends a little bit on the system, and then you poke the mineral wool over these elements and then secure them onto the wall with a disc that is kind of like grabs onto it.
This is the disc.
Secures it here precisely, and then you can already see what you usually do. Then you bend them up in order to don't poke your eyes while you're working on it, and then by layer you're bending down the stainless steel bar, putting it into the layer of the horizontal mortar,
which is happening here.
Precisely, and here you can see you make a little bend to make sure it doesn't stick out and grabs into, and then later when the mortar solidifies, it's a secure anchor point.
And here we have the detail.
Precisely.
Finished. Zuck, zuck, zuck. Yeah. And this is global geometry brick.
Yeah. One last little detail. There's a big disc that pushes and keeps the insulation in position, and a very small disc that has to be halfway down in the cavity, and that's where, in case of condensation, the water will accumulate and then drops down safely within the cavity.
Yeah.
But that's it.